On this tape, we're going to be showing a lot of sweeps. And I'm going to help you guys to reverse the position when you feel that you're in disadvantage. You're in the bottom. My belief is no matter who's on top of you, you can reverse the situation. Now I have two of my students, black belts, Todd Nathanson and Lou Salcida. They're going to be helping me to show, go all the way to this tape and show the techniques. On the first technique, I'm going to be showing a cross sweep. Why I call cross sweep is because the leg's position. He has to hold his arm in a cross position. If you notice, he's one hand across on the collar, one hand below here, underneath, on the cross arm. As he pulls his arm, he's going to bring his leg through. And I say that looks like a scissor position because his legs are across. We have the outside leg on the floor and the top leg here across his stomach. The idea that he wants now is once he reaches this position, he pulls the arm out, he has a lot of space to letting go the collar and hold his arm. Two options for who's doing the position now. You can hold the arm across the body under the armpit, or you can hold the arm on the belt. And when you hold on the belt, you go to the closest place that you can hold the belt. And now you're going to slide with your hand on the belt towards the middle of his back. That means you go out inside here and you just slide out. You can have this control or you can have this one over here. They both will be the same. With both controls, you're going to have the same sweep with the same leverage. Now in that case, Todd is going to be pulling him towards the leg and just roll to the side. Then you create the leverage and end up on the side control. Again. With his leg, he's going to be giving direction to his opponent's body. He just want to open his leg, go again, and create the leverage. This is the leverage point right here on his leg with the arm. They both need to work together. As he lies down his back, he brings his opponent with him and side control. Doesn't matter how heavy, how big your opponent is, you're going to be able to roll with him without any strength. Okay, now is the variation of the hand control. You can be here holding, or you can grab the jacket, or you can hook underneath his arm, or you can reach the belt on the side and now you can slide your hand through the back. That's the key thing. Sometimes, let him go for a second, you're trying to reach the belt, but the belt is too far. But when you go to the side, it's very close to you. Now you just slide your hand over, you have a very good control. Notice that his heads are inside. You always come from outside to hold this way. Now his body will do the hard work. His body moving back, he just roll to the side. Change the position, and you have the side control. He has the control in the same position. He's holding the belt, but you got one problem now. His opponent on top reacts a little bit different. He spread his knee out a little bit this way. He bases himself pretty good. And now he feels that he's too heavy. He's very heavy. If you notice, for him to move his knee out, he gives a lot of room for his leg to come in. Now at the same time that his leg will be pushing his knee back, the outside leg moves this way. What he will do now, he will base on his arm here and he will go around to get the back control. That's it. You get the hooks and you can go for a finishing right there. He bases himself pretty good. Yes, go around and you get the back. Excellent. Good job. And it's always a good thing you have a counter move, especially for sweeps. Whenever you try to go to the left side, it's too hard, you always have the right side. In that case, he resists, he bases himself, he's not going to fall, but he's giving up the room for the other side. Todd cannot roll with him, but Todd can go around and get his back. Cross arm. Got to put this across. Yes. 1, 2. He bases himself, he can't fall. Good job. Excellent. Can you do now, Todd, the first one time holding the armpit, one time holding the belt, one time getting the back?
Sure.
as you can see, he's going to be holding the arm across here, and he's going to be moving his hip out. Go ahead, move your hip out, and get his leg across the hip. This way he creates a safety distance for him. He has a good control here on the hand. The idea of this hand control is to avoid him, letting go, to stop the fall on this side. That's why he needs to control the hand around the wrist. This way he has a good leverage of control. He starts holding the head, then he's going to be coming around his back. He stay tight. Very important, the leg on the stomach. Just turn around a little bit this way. This is the leverage of this move, this arm and the leg together. Now he's going to be rolling back. Go ahead. And bring him with, yes, side control. Very simple. You pretty much, you get close and you end up rolling with your opponent. It's also one of my favorite positions to do because you can use with or without the gi. In that case, I'm going to take advantage of his gi and I'm going to do it for the gi guys. I'm going to be holding across here, move my hip out. I got to pull his arm all the way across as I get my knee inside. This way. I reach his belt and I slide through, move it, leverage. Stay close, side control. Now the little variation that you can do from this technique, it's depend where you're gonna grab, the belt or on his back. When I pull his arm for this way, my arm is short, I can reach his belt, I can always hold his body. That can be done with or without the gi. I don't need to hold the gi, just hold his body. And I'm going to roll back to the same direction. Then you have the position. Now move number one, the one variation that you can do, whenever you feel your opponent very heavy, you can slip, you can roll with him, you feel him very solid, but you can get his back. I'm going to be doing the same thing. I'm going for the position, trapped here, hold the belt. As I try to roll, I feel that he bases his knees out pretty good. I can't move it. The outside foot will come back and push his knee. But at the same time, I move my leg out. Now I go around. Then I have his back. Then you can go for the back choke. You can finish the fight from here. Okay, on the first move we're going to do, once more, every time you fight with your back on the ground, the most important movement for you to create any space will be moving your hip. If you don't move your hip, you don't have space. And moving your hip, you're not using any kind of energy and won't be any problem for you. Okay, now Aaron, just move your hip. He's basing his foot out there, or he can use his foot on the hip You can have many different ways just to move your hip away. Once you create the space, I like a lot to use the hooks inside. He's going to put his foot inside the legs. That's the way I really like to sweep, using the hooks, the help of my legs to reverse my opponent, especially if he's bigger than me. In that case, he has the hooks. Now he's going to be able, because he has control on the arms, to sit up. Can you sit up? He can control the belt from either side, from outside or from inside. That will depend of some of these sweeps he's going to do. Right now, we're going to be holding from outside. He's going to be holding the belt outside. And a very basic and very simple thing. You hold the belt, you have this hook, you have your other leg inside. Just turn around a little bit. And if you notice, he's holding the arm this way. But one very important thing for in any sweep that you do, you never stay actually sitting down like this. You're always sideways. You're always on one side of your hip. If you notice now, Aaron's turning his body because he wants to throw this way. Because he turned his body, he's going to get the full motion of his leg. Go ahead, Aaron. He will follow his opponent and end up in a mount position. Okay, one more time. Same move again. Start from the closing guard, yes. 1, 2, hooks in, sit up, control the arm, mount. Put the hooks on. Put the hooks on, yes. Move the hip. I was moving your hip. He holds the belt. Okay, stop right now. Now what happened is, he doesn't want to fall. He will do anything to avoid his fall. And the most common move people do from the top position to avoid is to back up. He's going to be moving back to make his hip heavier away from the leg. But by moving back, he's leaving a lot of space for Aaron to stand up. And he's going to be basing his hand on the ground. He's going to be able to start moving his foot out. And he's going to stand up. And as he stands up, he just push his hip forward. He will end up reversing the position with a very simple move. He gets up and push back. One more time. That shows that every time your opponent wants to move away from you, follow him. Because he reached the belt, he has such a good control, go ahead. He can move back without taking him together. Let's go, back up a little. He's not going to fall. Gives the room, yes. Move back, and you have the sweep. Good job. Again. Now we're going to be going for another variation that will happen when you try to do the first sweep. He gets the hip out, you get the hooks in, he holds the belt. A lot of times when he tries to sweep, he might open his leg this way. That will stop him to fall to this direction. But at the same time, Aaron now is able to hold the leg and roll back to his hip. Go, go, go. Now he will end up on top with another roll. And if you notice, most of the techniques we are doing does not require you to be a very strong guy. It's very important by the training that you do, you're going to get the momentum of every change in position. You go, try to sweep, he based, open, he rolls over, and he gets the top position with a pretty good control. Okay, I will start the guard. I will start with the closing situation. I always like to play and use the hooks when I fight. It's the style that I like to emphasize and work more on my game. And from here, we create an opportunity. I can use the foot on the hip, foot on the floor, move away, Now I have enough space to get in. I would like else to get even both if I can. I will sit up and I'm gonna hold the belt. It's a good part of the game that I like is good control. His body is always close to me. I feel that if you want to move back, if you want to move to the side, I can always stay close to him. If you notice I'm moving back or moving forth, and I feel very strong. I will take advantage of this arm control, this hook inside, and just block this arm. And I'm just throw my shoulder to the floor and flip it. And I'll be following him as he falls to get the mount position. By my opponent's reaction, many times I have a hold of his belt, I have the hooks, I'm planning to sweep him to the side, but I feel that he gets away from me. I would take I would take the opportunity of his moving back to use my hand and start walking towards him. If you notice it, that's all I do here. I will base my other foot on the floor, just come up for a second, right here. Then when I hold the belt, I'm still close to him, but when he moves back, he's too heavy to throw. I back this way, and now I'm going to be walking towards him. I will end up on top in a very simple way of sweeping your opponent. Again, I have the hooks in already. I'm trying to sweep, I can't sweep. He did not move back, he ended up getting his head away from me. Because he gets his head away from me, he just opened up another opportunity. His arm here, I'm going to be able to block when I hold his leg. Now I want to bring him over towards this shoulder direction. I will keep moving my hip close to him, bring him over, and just roll with him. I will end up right across his body. Once more, very important, if you have your back on the ground, you must move your hip to create the space. He will create the space, and now Aaron on the bottom is going to use he's going to use his leg to trick his opponent on top. He want to give his leg for his opponent to hold. He wants to back up and get away. And Gabriel is going to be holding the leg to avoid that. The very important thing that I like to see you do is Aaron should, you got to keep your leg outside, this way. Gabriel has to hold his leg to avoid Aaron to get away from him. That's the position. Now Aaron's going to just bring his foot up, and he's going to be holding the collar. I just want you guys to turn around. No, don't roll yet. Just turn around. Yes, good. You notice that Aaron's holding the arm as a regular throw, as a regular takedown. He want to bring the arm in. He's going to be rolling over his shoulder, and with the hook on the leg, he's going to roll Gabriel over. Now he change his base, and you get the side control. I really like to use a lot of sweeps, but a very short sweep. I don't like moves that you have to work too much. I want this short move, especially during the fight. You don't have that much time to think about it. You have to execute the move, and this is a good example of that. 1, 2, like sit up. Good. Put your leg out. 1, 2. You just roll. Side control. Excellent. On this move, I'm going to use my leg just to catch his attention and to make sure he hold on of my leg. And by him holding my leg, I'm going to be able to reverse his whole body and get the top position. I will start from here. I will move away from him. I'm holding his collar and just back my leg up. And if you notice, my foot is outside. He's holding outside. This hand will grab the hand in front of me. I will raise my heel this way. And I imagine I'm doing like a judo throw. I roll over and just throw my leg. Keep holding his arm. Get the side control. All the techniques on this tape, the sweeps, I will start with the closing guard. Doesn't mean when you train, when you do the drills, you have to start here. I'm just basing that you start from the very beginning from the guard. A lot of people, they don't like what we call the closing guard because his legs are closed. And you call the open guard when he has the hooks in. Now he's an open guard. A lot of people like to play both games. A lot of people like to play just open. A lot of people like to play close. But normally the guard starts from here. Okay? Now Gabriel will move his hip to create the space. He wants to get the hooks in, his feet between Aaron's knees. He will sit up. And if you notice here, Aaron's basing himself. He will try to get his game ready to go. And Gabriel is going to be holding the knee. For one side, he's basically doing this on the other side, just grabbing the leg this way. He's holding the leg, and the second hand you can notice, you can hold on the collar or you can hold on the arm. Very important thing here is his head will be his third arm. His forehead will be on Aaron's shoulder. Okay? And now the most important of this technique will be his leg's position now. He'll be moving one leg back slowly. If you can see, go back again. Aaron, just back up a little bit. Stay up, let him go, let him go. Okay, switch your leg position, Gabriel. Get up. That's what he's doing. But he has the knee and he has the collar. Now he has the leg position with the head. Go, change. He'll be pushing his opponent on his back. Stay close to him again, Aaron. He has the control, has the leg, the arm. Now switch your leg and go. Very simple, very short. It's been working very well with all my students. I also start with the hooks in this position. I can hold his arms, but my goal also will be hold one arm or one collar and hold his leg also. The most important thing that I will do now is I will bring my leg inside. Then now I can get up and use my head to push him back. Then I get to the top position. The same thing. I'll start here, hold the arm, I can hold the collar and grab the knee. As I try to go in, he backs up a little bit. That's all I need. Get on my knees, push him. I can have the knee or just close the distance. Okay, many times during the train or during the fight, your opponent, by trying to pass your guard, he might stand up. You might have the hooks in already. What I'm trying to do here is to take advantage of his stand-up position and using the leverage of my body to sweep him. What he's doing here is he's putting his leg across, the shin across. This way you have the hooks over here, you have the shin across here, and what he's doing with this arm, he's going all the way around behind the knee, he's locking. What Aaron did now, he locked Gabriel's leg. He can't get his leg away from this control over here. He's stuck right here with this leg. And by dislocating his body now, Aaron will make Gabriel losing his balance. He's going to be pivot on his hip by stretching his leg in this way and bring the foot up. Now Gabriel's weight, it's all on this foot. Aaron, the only work Aaron will do now is to strap his leg and roll towards Gabriel. He's going to end up on top with another simple sweep, using just the leverage of your body. There will be the shin across that I don't need any gi. I can do it with or without the gi. I have my shin across, I have the hook around his leg, and the other very important point is my arm around his leg this way. I'll be blocking here. My goal now is to pick his leg up. This way I will transfer all his weight to the other leg. I will trap and go over to the top. That my goal is all his weight on one leg. That's the reason I hooked here and I bring this leg up. Can you just turn around this way a little, Rich? Go this way, I'll bring it up, my leg goes through. Look. Go to the top and pass the guard. As you can see, a lot of techniques that we do in Jiu-Jitsu with gi, we can do also with no gi. And this sweep is one of the examples that we can do without any gi, any clothes, anything. You just Use the leverage, use your body. He will be keeping his leg across. You can see this way, and his arm around the leg. He doesn't need to hold on anything here. Just strap the leg here and using his foot and his arm. Now he's going to be stretching this leg in and slide on his hip. And if you notice now, all his body weight is on this leg. Because as he brings his leg up, there, his body weight is right here. He trapped this leg and just rolls towards the leg. Get on top and go to the side. He's going to be getting the side control. Doesn't need anything to hold on. Again. And all this move will be based on his hip. He's going to pivot on his hip. Bring the leg up and roll towards the foot. Exactly. Good job. I like a lot this sweep that I learned with my brother, because you don't need any gi. Doesn't matter how big your opponent is. It's pure leverage that you do here. I'm trapping his leg, having my leg across. It's like shin with shin. And I go with my arm right behind his knee. And now, even if he doesn't want, I want to put all his body weight on one leg only. And to do that, I'll just turn my body this way. He already falls. And as you can see, I trap the other foot and get over him. Again, this way here. Go across, shin, the hook holds him, the arm holds him. The other hand, you keep blocking his knee here. Now I go in and bring it out. Another thing that can happen in this position is many times when I go and try to throw, he's a big guy, he opens his arms and he doesn't fall to the side that I want. But because I have his legs so tight, I can roll back to the other side. And very important, every time you sweep somebody, trying to get your chest close to his chest. You go higher. You don't need to hold his legs anymore. Okay, because we don't have the gi, anything to hold on, my friend Nico, he's going to go around the body and he's going to be holding his wrist, his fingers, his hands. And because also Aaron, it's a little bit away from Nico, he can't sweep very well right now. And he's going to be using his arms and his legs at the same time to create opportunity to get a good position to sweep Aaron on top. Now what Nico will do is he's going to bring Aaron close to him with his arms and his legs. Go ahead, Nico. He's going to be able now to reach the leg. He's going to bring Aaron's legs with his leg to his arm. Now he still have the hook here. He has to come around with this leg on top of the leg. This way he has control over both legs of Aaron. Now he needs to turn his body a little bit towards this way, and if you notice here, he's going to be getting the arm, the wrist, like below his elbow. He has to control over here, holding like this, or even grab. At the same time that he's doing that, he's going to start rolling towards me, and he's going to end up reversing the position in a sweep that you don't need to hold any material, just the body control. Again, you notice that when he brings Aaron on top, is the reason that he wants, it's the main thing, he wants to hold the leg. Like bring him up, you want to hook the leg with the arm. Good. He blocks, control the wrist, keep rolling. Yes. Good job. I will start both of my hooks inside. I'm holding his back tight. Then now my goal is to bring him all the way up. I want to get a hold of his leg. And I use my leg to help me to do that. I got to trap this leg here from this position. Now I'm going to work on his arm and just keep following him. We're holding your opponent tight. It's a resting position. I can stay here and rest, take my time. It will be very hard for him to get away from me now because I have a good control, the hooks. And I'll take advantage of the hooks that I have to bring him higher. I'll bring his legs as high as I can and trap. This foot locks. And now my outside arm work on his wrist because I want to roll to that way. And get to the top position. As you can see, it is very important when you're trying to sweep somebody is to neutralize his arms and always use the help of your legs. That's the strongest part of your body. Then you should use more to help you with those leverage moves, with the hooks, to lift, to push. That's very important to always bring the legs into the game. And what Ed is doing right now is he's just trying to trap Gabriel's arm to get the leverage. It goes around, it gets the hook, the collar, bring your leg up a little bit, leg head up. If you notice, he's holding the arm right here. Now Gabriel's arm are locked with Eddie. What Eddie wants is to keep his body close to Gabriel. What that will do is, when he rolls, if his body is close to him, he's going to have to roll with him. But not only that, is Eddie already, when he traps the arm, if you notice, he moves his hip back to get the hook inside. This way. Go back a little bit, go back the hook. Just turn around a little bit this way. If you notice, when he moves out, he will get his foot inside. That's what he wants. He neutralizes now this side of Gabriel's body. And to be able to sweep now, he has to get this arm out of the picture. Two options. A lot of people like to leave this leg outside. No problem. A lot of people, put your knee back there, likes to push the knee sometimes. Push the knee to help the sweep. And a lot of people likes to use the hook. Both hooks inside. Any of those options that you choose, you're going to be fine. The key thing now will be this arm, controlling this arm, around the elbow. You see how good his control is? Now he's going to be rolling and pushing with the leg. He's going to end up in a mount position, the best position you can have in a fight. Go back. Okay, one more time. Do this in one now, this way. This way, yes, good. 1, 2, hook. The arm, hooks in, and sweep. Okay, go back. Like I said many times, you might find a little problem to sweep your opponent to one direction. You always have the left side and you always have the right side. If anything goes too hard on one side, you can switch back to the other side. That will be the case right now. He will make his control, go around, get the hooks in, and everything's fine. But Gabriel on top really makes a good control. And you notice what Eddie will do. Eddie will make the hook underneath. And because he has the hooks inside, he's going to stop moving his hip inside and roll back to this side. That means he's pretty much giving Gabriel the choice to choose which side he want to fall. Control, get the arm, holds the gi, get the hooks inside. In that case, Eddie likes the hooks, both hooks inside. He feels very comfortable doing that. Gabriel has a very strong base here. Does that mean he's not going to fall right now? Eddie's going to bring him even closer, shift his hip underneath, and go around. Perfect. Then he has the counter move for Gabriel's reaction. As you can see, some of the sweeps, you don't need any kind of uniform, anything to hold on. Just the body, the hooks that you do with your body would be more than would say, it would be good enough for you to apply any sweep. In this case, now Aaron is going straight to trap his opponent's arm. He's just holding his arm this way. And with the help of his body, he just closed the arm under his armpit towards his ribs. He just hooked the arm. Whenever he does that, he's going to be moving his hip out to get the hooks in. What I want is to get your legs involved with the sweep. He's going to have one hook on this side, and some of the guys like a lot to use both hooks inside, or he can have the leg outside, or even though if his opponent bases too much, he can also push. He can have one of the three situations might happen, and he will be successful in his sweep using one of those three reactions. In that case, he likes to have both of his hooks inside. That's fine. That's going to be very helpful to him. He already has this one. He has already the other one here, and he's sideways. That gives him a lot of leverage. He's not lifting the weight. He's pushing his opponent's weight. And to make even better, he's going to control the arm to avoid his opponent on top to base out to avoid the sweep. And if you notice, his body right now, it's not underneath. He's pretty much outside. He's pushing the guy. He's not lifting the guy. That means if he's 200, 300, he's not lifting 300 pounds. He's pushing to the side his whole body weight. Go ahead, finish. He used the leg, control the arm. He ends up in a very good position. Again, one more time. Trap the arm, move your hip, hook, turn your body, control. Excellent. Good job. Okay, now he's going to be doing the same position. His opponent might do a little bit of, he might change a little bit his reaction to this move. He might base himself that he's not going to be falling towards this direction. Aaron is going to be using the underhook on this side. Just turn your body a little bit this way. More. As you can see here, he can't sweep Nico because Nico bases out too much. He will make a shortcut here. He'll get underneath. Now he's going to bring his hip in. He will change the side because he already has the control on the other arm. He'll go to the opposite side. One more time. That's the counter move in case he avoids the sweep. He's trying to go this way. He bases himself out. Good. He just go underneath, trapped, and sweep to the other side. Good. It's one of my favorite moves. It's been very popular lately after some tournaments that I did. I always like to hold the collar, work my arm around to get a hold of his arm, give the gi to my hand, and move my hip out at the same time. Get the hook in. Now I have the option to bring this foot in or not. I always like to bring both of hooks in. Control the arm, kick it out, follow to the mount position. Many times you might have a little problem. He might stretch his arm out, but you always have a counter move for your opponent's reaction. I go, I make the hook, I'm trying to sweep him, he really bases his arm out. I'll get my arm in, and I'll bring my hip back with. Make sure you block the arm on this side, and just keep driving to the mount position. An important point to know on this position is that you can also do without the gi. Normally when we have the gi, we hold. On that case, if I don't have the gi, I would just go around and I trap his arm as a hook, as a guillotine on his arm. I'll move my hip, I'll have the hook, the other control is also underneath. That means I don't need any control on his jacket to make that technique work. I can push this way, I can push around, blocking the arm this way also. Then you don't need the gi actually to do this position. Evidently, if I have any kind of material to hold, it would be very helpful, but doesn't mean I cannot do it. That will work with and without the gi. Okay, very important on this sweep is the fighter on top. I don't think he realized that what he wants is a sweep, not an armbar. And taking advantage of the gi, he's going to be making like a cross, not a cross control, but he's going to be controlling one side of his opponent's body. And as a fake for this move, he will pretend that he's going to be swinging the leg for the armbar. And everyone here will be avoiding that. We might pull the arm out. And he will keep going. We get on his knees, and with his hip, he will push his opponent back and end up on the side control again. And the main thing here is he's going to throw his leg over to get on his knees. Just move down a little bit. More, down. Good, okay. He's going to be getting on his knees again. One more time, slow. Good. Get on his knees, stop. Stop right there. If you notice, because he has the arm and the knee, with his hip moving back, he will put a lot of weight on his opponent. He can't hold his body weight. Now he's going to be putting his arm this way, stretch this leg forward. Good. Then he will have the top position again. Have to control my arm, his arm and the leg on the same side. Okay, I will control the arm and control the leg. I will pretend I'm going for the arm bar without holding his arm, and I'll keep moving all the way to the other side. I'll keep pulling up the leg and the arm. Stretch my body. Very basic side control.